We're gonna start sitting on your mat today, so you can just go ahead and get yourself situated, and I'm gonna get these cameras going, and then we will jump into our practice.
And I'm gonna shimmy on back here, and I'll meet you on the mat in a comfortable seat. It just feels so good to be able to be right here in my living room and practice yoga with you guys. This is awesome. I just love that we get to do this. You guys bring so much light into my life. Thank you. All right, my friends, let's just get comfortable sitting in your seat, and you can close your eyes for a couple of moments here and start to turn your awareness inward and take this opportunity to get connected to yourself and to your breath, and just take a quick check-in and notice how you're doing. How do you feel today? How does your body feel? How's your heart? How's your mind? And as you take these moments to check in, see if you can start to deepen your breathing, extending the length of your inhale and your exhale. And become aware of the floor beneath you. Become aware of the parts of you that are making contact with the floor. You feel your sitting bones, the flesh of your thighs, maybe the tops of your feet, your shins. Just noticing that point of contact. We're connecting with the earth. And take another couple of deep breaths here, allowing yourself to be fully focused and fully present for this duration of our practice. Let's bring your hands to a prayer position at your heart, taking a moment to appreciate yourself for showing up on the mat. Then interlace your fingers in front of you. You're going to flip your palms to the sky and start to grow tall. Now, reach up. You can kind of wiggle a little bit, reaching your arms up, up, up. Lift up out of your waist, but feel that connection to the earth. Rooting down through your pelvis, take one more inhale and press your arms up tall. Then we'll exhale and circle your fingertips down and around, letting your fingers touch down to the floor alongside you. Press your fingertips into the mat to lift yourself up, right? So this is our first real root to rise moment, and it's a lot like jumping out of the pool. You're gonna press those fingertips into the mat to lift yourself up a little higher. Then roll your shoulder blades down your back, curl your chest up towards the sky, and gently open your gaze. Feeling nice, strong back, chest and shoulders are open. Then you can gently return to center. So just nice and easy warm up. Let's sweep your right arm up and over, stretching open the right side body. anchor down through that right sitting bone. So we really want to actively root through the right side of your hip as you reach up and over through the right arm. Really extend and reach out through your right fingertips as you anchor that right hip to the earth. Then inhale your breath here and roll your gaze up towards the sky. So as you inhale, you open your pose. And as you exhale, roll your heart down towards the floor and fold over your left knee. You can let your right fingertips touch down to the earth. As you fold forward over that left knee, you get a great stretch into the low back on the right side. So reach those right fingertips across, really stretch as you fold. Then we'll inhale and look up underneath your right arm again. So we open it back up as you inhale. Then we'll exhale and rise, coming all the way back up to center. Then we'll move to the second side. Inhaling as you reach the left fingertips up and over. And as you exhale, you just settle into your pose. Anchor down the left sitting bone, the left hip, rooting down towards the earth as you reach up and out through the left fingertips, getting a good side body stretch. Then let's inhale and roll your gaze up underneath your arm. Then exhale and roll your heart back down towards the earth. Folding over the right knee, let your left fingertips touch down to the floor, and you can even reach those left fingertips across. So you really stretch and get a good opening along the left side low back. Then as you're ready, we can open it back up, breathing in your breath. Roll your gaze back up towards the sky. Then we'll exhale and rise, coming all the way back up to center. Then walk your hands forward and fold down over your legs. So we're just taking a nice, easy forward fold over your legs, getting a gentle stretch into the hips. Again, we're just taking it slow in the beginning, just to gently awaken your body. Take some deep breaths here. And then as you're ready, you can begin to walk your hands back in and start to press yourself back up. Okay, now we're going to transition into a tabletop position. Okay, so you're coming around onto your hands and knees. And let's just take a little cat and cow here, just continuing to warm up. So we'll just take a few rounds of your cat and cow, moving at your own pace. This is just your moment to kind of loosen up your spine and stretch it out. And of course, if you want to move side to side or make big circles with your spine or roll your head around, we'll just take another couple moments here. You can move your body in any which way that feels good. Just stretching and loosening up the spine, working out the kinks. Then when you're ready, you can slowly start to resolve your movement, making your way back to center, coming back to stillness in your tabletop position. Now let's just take a moment here to fine-tune our tabletop pose. So spread your fingertips wide on your mat so you're taking up lots of space with your hands. And actually, let's do this. Let's come up onto your fingertips. So the palm of your hands lifted away from the floor, and it's just the finger pads making contact with your mat, spread those fingertips as wide apart as you can so you have a big, broad base between your fingertips. Okay, we're just gonna hang out there for a moment, and if they're not already, go ahead and curl your toes under and get that full flex in your feet. So the soles of the feet are open as you curl your toes into the floor. You could even look down between your two legs, and your shins should be perfectly parallel to each other, and your thigh bones should be perfectly parallel to each other. So this is a solid structure, right? Nice strong shins, nice strong thigh bones. You've got your fingertips spread wide. By now you can probably feel your hands beginning to pulsate. Feeling some strength there. But I want you to press your fingertips into the floor and see if you can tune in to a sense of lifting up out of the shoulders. So instead of sinking down or like collapsing in your shoulders, see if you can press into the earth to lift yourself up a little taller. Then let's take an inhale and curl your tailbone to the sky as you draw your chest forward. Continue to roll the shoulders down the back, pressing into the mat to lift your heart a little higher. Take one more inhale here. Really let yourself stretch through your belly. Then we're going to exhale and round the spine, curling it in. Really push against the floor as you round your spine to the sky. Then gently make your way back to neutral. And we're going to stretch your palms open and let your hands come down onto the floor. So I really like that exercise with the finger pads because it gives me even more of a sense of lift than when my palms are flat on the floor. And so we're going to take a chance to like do a little comparison, and you can see what feels good to you. So as you spread your fingers wide on your mat, letting your palms press down, same idea, press into the mat to help you lift your heart up. So we get a sense of growing up out of the earth even as you press down through your hands. Then again, let's curl your tailbone to the sky. Roll your shoulders down and back as you draw your chest forward. Feel that stretch along your belly, taking a full inhale. Then as you exhale, we're going to round your spine, curling your tailbone in, tuck your chin to your chest, press your hands into the floor as you stretch your spine to the sky. Then gently make your way back to center. Coming back to neutral. You can untuck your toes, sink your hips to your heels, and we're just going to come up to kneeling and shake your hands out a few times. So you guys feeling that like a little bit of power and strength in the hands when we really start to like wake up the hands and the finger pads. So we just shake it out a little bit, and we're building strength and building conditioning over time. So if you're feeling fatigued, take breaks when you need to, and you'll get stronger as you continue to practice. So we're going to get ready to move into downward dog. So let's come back through our tabletop position. You can tuck your toes underneath you here. So we're just coming right back into that strong, sturdy tabletop. Spread your fingertips wide apart on your mat. Press down through your fingertips and through these front knuckle mounds, and see if you can have a little bit of lift through the inner arch of your palm so that there's a little bit of space right in the middle of the palm of your hand. Okay, see if you can maintain that stability in your hands as you begin to curl your hips up high. making your way into your down dog. Let's just pedal out the feet here, bending one knee and then the other. So you have a little time here to just stretch your legs. It doesn't have to look pretty, doesn't really matter what it looks like at all. This is just a chance to stretch the backs of your legs. So that should feel pretty good, just slowly starting to open some things up. And when you feel complete, we can begin to settle back into stillness, settling into your down dog. Now, just for the sake of experiment and experience, see what it's like to just kind of collapse in your pose. Like, not really doing much in your shoulders, maybe if your arms aren't really that active and your legs aren't really that active. The pose itself starts to feel weighed down. It starts to feel heavy and weighty. But let's engage a little more strength in the pose. Root down through your toes and through the balls of your feet. Awaken your hands and press forward through your fingertips and your knuckle mounds. Press up and out of your shoulders as you reach your hips high towards the sky. And this becomes a very different experience in your pose. We're calling in more strength, calling in more energy and more precision in the pose. Let's take one more deep breath in here, really pushing against the earth to draw your hips up high. As you exhale, let all that breath go. And at the bottom of your exhale, we're going to slowly start to walk forward. Just one step at a time. You can take it nice and slow, enjoying the journey as you gently walk your feet forward to come and fold over your legs. You can separate your feet hip distance apart, and you can bend your knees if you need, allowing your upper body to let go and really get a nice deep forward fold. Relax your neck, relax your head and shoulders. Just enjoying this moment to release any tension through the tops of the shoulders and the back of the neck. Then we're going to move into our half lift. You can slide your hands up to your shins, and as you inhale, lift and extend through your spine. Engage the strength of your feet. Engage the strength of your legs as you exhale and fold your body down. Make sure that your shins are parallel and that your knees are not going like falling in towards each other. We want to really stabilize through the feet, through the shins. Let's try that pose again. We'll inhale, lift and extend through your spine, engaging the strength of your legs as you open your heart forward. We'll exhale and release, folding your body down. We'll go one more time like this, engaging the strength of your legs as you inhale and extend through your spine. And we'll exhale and release, gently folding your body down. Now, we're going to practice our chair pose. And I want you to have your feet separated about hip distance. You're going to take a deep seat, bending into your knees. And as you do, just look down at your legs and see that your shins are parallel. A lot of times in chair pose, we want to go knock-kneed. But see if you can really align the knees over the ankles. Then bring your hands up onto your knees and just press against your legs and lift your heart up. Now again, we're not just sinking into the shoulders here. We're still getting that same feeling, root to rise. So as you sink into your hips, press against your legs to lift your heart up. And in this chair pose, let your tailbone go back. Sometimes you might hear yoga teachers telling you to scoop your tailbone under. I'm explicitly telling you not to do that. Stick your booty out. You're at home. Nobody's judging. Stick your booty out. You can even kind of work the femur deeper into the hip socket. So you really let the tailbone go back. All right, we're getting a little tired in the legs here, but you got the idea. We're going to keep a nice strong seat. Shins are parallel. Knees are aligned over the ankles. We're pressing against the thighs to lift your heart up. Let's just take a big deep breath in. Then exhale and release, folding your body down. You can pedal out your knees right and left a few times. Just let your legs relax. Whew. All right, we'll come back through center, folding over your legs. We're going to take that chair pose one step farther. So sit your hips low, bending into your knees, and just set up a nice, strong, aligned structure. Bring your hands onto your knees, press your heart up, rolling your shoulders down your back. Then you can walk your hands a little further up your thighs and press your heart up a little higher. Then let's go ahead and reach your fingertips up towards the sky, sinking your hips low in your strong chair pose, pressing into the earth to help you lift your heart up. Let's take a deep breath in. Then exhale and release, folding your body back down. You can pedal out your knees, letting your legs relax. Nice work, everybody. That chair pose is intense and really calls for a lot of strength and stamina. So just congratulate yourself for showing up and doing your best. Now coming back to center, root down through your toes, root down through your heels, and anchor through your feet, really connecting to the earth. We're going to lift and extend your spine halfway up and bring your left hand to the floor right underneath your nose. Bend into that left knee, pressing the right leg straight, then open and extend your right fingertips to the sky. So we're getting a nice strong twist, a deep stretch into the IT band, and see if you can stay connected to a slow, deep, and steady breath. Take a deep inhale. Exhale and see if you can twist even farther around. Then we'll gently release, folding yourself back down over your legs. If you want to pedal out your knees a little bit, you can. Then we'll prepare for the second side. Starting with the inhale, we'll lift and extend through your spine. Bring your right hand underneath your nose, bending into the right knee. Press the left leg straight as you twist and open your left fingertips to the sky. Getting a nice rotation in the spine and a deep stretch into the IT band. You can lean your weight into that left foot to intensify the stretch. We'll take one more round of breath, really letting your heart revolve around here. Get a nice deep twist. And at the end of your exhale, we'll let it go, folding your body back down. And again, if you want to pedal out your knees, that's always an option. All right, my friends, let's plant your hands on your mat. We're going to step your feet back into a plank pose. So coming into a nice strong plank pose. This is a really great moment where we can really feel that root to rise sensation. So just let your knees lower down to the floor. So you have a little bit of support here. I don't want you to get too tired too fast. So as you shift your weight forward over your hands, you're in a half plank pose. Let yourself, just for the sake of experiment, let yourself just kind of collapse in the pose and see how that feels. Not very strong, not very supported, and not even like super safe. But it feels kind of lazy, and sometimes it feels good to be lazy. But today we want to be strong in our practice. So spread your fingertips wide, press into the earth, and feel how it gives you that sense of lift. So we energize the pose, engaging the strength of your core. You can lift your chest up and draw your shoulder blades down your back. So we feel power and strength being nurtured by the earth itself. Take a deep breath in right here. And then as you exhale, just bend your elbows part way, coming into your variation of a chaturanga. Then gently draw your hips back and let's come into a child's pose. Breathing slow and deep here, let yourself relax. And if you want to shake out your hands and wrists, you can. So I find that when I work slowly in my practice, it is so much more challenging. And there's something kind of counterintuitive about that, where we want to try to accomplish a lot in the practice. Oh, I need to bust through these poses and get a lot done. No, in my experience, when I slow way down, man, it really just it requires so much more strength and so much more power in the practice. So I hope that you can connect to that sense of strength in your body as we're working slowly today. So just take one more good round of breath right here in your child's pose. A deep breath in, and exhale, a deep breath out, let it go. And then again, make your way forward into your half plank. So you'll shift your weight over your hands and your knees can be down to the floor. Now, I am a big advocate of curling the toes under. I don't have to go into a philosophical reasoning on that right now, but if any of you guys ever want to know, I'll tell you. Okay, so you can play with that, curling your toes under. You can also have your feet flat. Both options are valuable. As you press your hands into the mat, lift your heart up and lengthen your spine, extending energy out the crown of your head. See if you can also lift your tummy, lift your belly up and in. So we really engage through the front body as well. Take one more inhale here, lifting your heart, lifting your head, and as you exhale, we're going to lower into that chaturanga. Bending into your elbows, try to draw your shoulders down and back. Then we'll draw your hips back into a child's pose. Just take one good solid round of breath here, maybe two if you breathe a little faster. Just getting a couple good deep breaths here. Then we'll come right back forward into that half plank. One more round here. Shifting your shoulders in front of your wrists, press against the earth to lift up your chest, lift your belly up and in. Engage the strength of your legs. Breathing your breath in, lift your heart, lift your head. And as you exhale, we're going to bend the elbows. Hovering in your chaturanga. This time, we're going to come all the way down to the floor, letting your tummy come down. You can go ahead and rotate the tops of your feet to the floor and zip up your legs behind you. So we're really hugging the legs together, and here in this cobra pose, press down through the tops of your feet. So we want to engage the strength of the legs and the feet, even here in your cobra pose, pressing down through the tops of your feet. Spread your fingertips wide apart. So we're activating the strength of the hands, taking up a lot of space with the palms. Roll your shoulder blades up towards the sky. As you press against the mat, you begin to curl your heart up. Now, normally in a cobra pose, I really encourage you to just use the strength of the back so that you're not even using too much strength in your hands. But today, as you really engage the opposition from the earth, press into your hands, press into your mat, feeling that sense of rise. But don't let your shoulders go up to your ears. If your shoulders are becoming earrings, come back down, reset, roll the shoulders down and back, okay? We can try that one more time. So we'll start with our tummy down, hugging the legs together, press the tops of the feet into the floor. So we're engaging the strength of the legs. Then roll your shoulder blades up towards the sky, engaging the strength of the upper back. Spread your fingertips wide, pressing firmly into the mat. We'll begin to curl your chest up. Try to keep your shoulders down, your neck long, your fingers, your hands strong and activated, pressing down through the tops of the feet. Take one more inhale in your big, strong cobra pose. Then we'll exhale and begin to make your way back into your downward dog. So just making your way back into your down dog. You can take a few deep breaths here, but see how much you can energize your pose. Really spreading the hands wide, anchoring into the earth as a tool to help you lift your hips higher. So we feel more length and more spaciousness in the body as you connect deeply to your foundation. Let's take one more full round of breath right here. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Then we'll inhale and lift your right leg high. Coming into a little tripod here. Kick that right heel as high as you can. Then as you're ready, we'll draw your right foot forward, coming into a lunge. So you have a moment. If you need to adjust in your lunge, go ahead and set yourself up for success here. And we are going to lower the left knee down. So you want to see that your feet, or your foot and your knee in this case, are still hip width apart from right to left. So if there was a line right down the middle of your mat, the right foot would be on the right side of the line and the left knee would be on the left side of the line. All right, so we still have that space. Now spread your toes wide, root down through the heel, and I'm looking at the right foot here, so we're really working that front foot. Then bring your right hand onto your knee and begin to press yourself up. So we're just kind of supporting yourself in your lunge here. Now again, I recommend curling the back toes under. It's not necessary. If you have the top of the foot down, please make sure that you really press down through the top of the foot. Press down through the shin so that there's power and strength in the back leg. When you curl the toes under, it kind of happens automatically. That's why I like it. But if the top of the foot is down, just make sure that back leg is engaged, okay? Then we're going to sweep your arms high, lifting up out of the earth. So press down through your legs and through your feet and feel how that lifts you higher. Take one more deep breath in, reaching as tall as you can. Then we'll exhale and release your hands to the floor. Glide your hips back, extending through the right knee. So we're in a half split. Ardha Hanumanasana, for those of you Sanskrit lovers. Let's take an inhale together to lift your heart and lift your tailbone. So again, this is very similar to like a half lift when we're standing, but this time we've got a leg forward. So it's a deeper stretch. We want to try and lift the heart and lift the tail, engaging that stretch behind the hamstring. Take one more inhale here, a full big deep breath in, And as you exhale, let yourself fold forward over that right leg. So getting a good deep stretch into the hamstring, taking some slow, steady breaths here. Let it open, let it stretch. Then on your next inhale, press your heart back up, lifting halfway. Press down through that left hand, and we're going to open your right fingertips to the sky. So pressing into the earth as you twist your heart around, feel a sense of lift as you reach up through that right hand. Revolving your heart around, you deepen the stretch into the leg. Take one more inhale here, then we'll exhale and release, folding the right hand back down to the floor. Shift forward into your lunge again. If they're not already, you can curl your left toes under, and we're going to lift the left knee. Then spin your left heel flat to the floor. So we're getting a little rotation there. And as you look down at your feet, your heels will roughly be in alignment with each other. So it's heel to heel. You can look and see that you have that nice foundation in the feet. Pressing down through the right hand, we'll begin to draw your hips back, extending the right leg straight. We're going to open the left fingertips to the sky, coming into triangle pose. Press down through your feet. You could almost think like down and out between your feet. So the legs, the feet are almost like stretching the mat. So there's really a lot of activity, a lot of action in the legs. Then you can twist your waist from here. Try to lengthen both sides of your waist. You may even start to turn your gaze up towards those left fingertips. Let's take one more deep breath in right here. Then exhale and release your left hand down. You're going to spin your left heel back to its place. Plant your hands on your mat and sweep that right leg up and back behind you. Then exhale and gently float the right foot to the floor. And take a couple deep breaths here in your down dog. Notice how it feels as your body is getting more warmed up and more open. Then we'll prepare for the second side. Inhaling your breath, draw the left heel high, pressing against the earth to lift the heel up. Then exhale and gently draw that left foot forward, setting yourself up in the lunge. And if you need to take a moment to kind of get yourself there, that's fine. We want to make sure that the feet are still hip distance apart as you gently settle your right knee down to the floor. Then draw your left hand up to your knee and you'll just begin to press yourself up. You can lunge forward into the left leg, getting a deep stretch at the front of your hip. And then coming up high, reach your fingertips to the sky, press down through your feet, press down through your knee, lifting up out of your waist. So as you engage strength down into the earth, you feel a sense of lift helping you grow tall. Take one more inhale, reach, lift up out of your waist. Then we'll gently release both hands back down to the floor. Glide your hips back, extending through the left leg. And again, we're going to practice lifting the heart up, drawing your tailbone back for an increased stretch sensation in the hamstring. So we really want to think about drawing the butt bone back, like back and up. So the spine is extended and elongated. Take one big deep breath in right here. Then as you exhale, let it fold down over the leg. Breathing slow and steady. Just give yourself permission to go into this stretch and just notice where your energy is at. As you fold your body down, it's a different relationship to the earth. We're in more of a position of surrender, of release, of letting go. So it's a different kind of connection. You may feel your weight giving in to the earth in a different way. Now let's inhale and extend through your spine, lifting your heart halfway. Then we'll open your left fingertips to the sky. So now we're getting, again, more of that sense of lift. And pressing your right hand into the mat to give you that sense of rooting into the earth. As you twist your shoulders around, you can reach up with that left hand, deepening the stretch sensation along the outside of the left leg. So as you rotate your heart around, it increases the sensation in the hip and the outer leg. Let's take a deep breath here. Really juice that twist as deep as you can. Then we'll exhale and release, left fingertips coming down to the floor. Shift your weight forward over that left foot. You can curl your right toes under and lift that right knee. We're going to make our way into our triangle pose. So start by spinning the right heel down. And as you look down at your feet, you should see that your heels are roughly in alignment with each other. You can start to draw your hips back, extending through the left leg. Press down through your left fingertips as you twist and open your right hand up towards the sky. If it's uncomfortable to have your left hand to the floor, you can always bring your hand up onto the shin, but the principles are the same. You would press down into the shin to help give you a sense of lift up and out of the waist. Then just to check in with your feet here, bring your awareness to the right foot, anchor down through the outer edge of the right foot and feel a lift in the upper inner arch of the right foot. We'll take one more inhale deep into your triangle pose. Then as you exhale, you can gently release, making your way back down to your lunge, spinning your right heel back to its place. Plant your hands down onto your mat. Then we're going to sweep that left leg up and back and gently release the left foot down to the floor. Take a couple deep breaths here in your down dog. Breathe it in. Exhale and breathe it out. Again, deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. And then we'll slowly make your way forward, walking your feet towards your hands, coming all the way forward to fold over your legs. Get a nice, deep, juicy forward fold here. Then let's inhale and lift to extend through your spine. Reaching your heart forward, lift halfway. Then exhale and gently release, folding your body back down. I'm just going to have a quick time check. Okay, awesome. Let's go ahead and sink your hips all the way down to the floor. And as you sit your hips down, just wrap your arms around your shins and give yourself a little squeeze, hugging your knees in towards your chest. Then extend your legs out in front of you, and you can flex your toes back towards your face. So the feet, the legs are very active and strong here. Place your fingertips to the floor alongside your knees. Press into the mat to lift up your spine. Right, so we press against the earth to lift and lengthen the spine, deepening the stretch into your hamstrings. Lift your belly up and in. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, walk your fingertips forward and fold down over your legs, just letting yourself get into that forward fold for just about 3 or 5 breaths here. We won't be here for too long. Just let yourself go there, savoring this moment. Take one more round of breath here in your forward fold, all the way in and all the way out. Then as you draw in your next breath, you can slowly roll yourself up to your seat. Then go ahead and roll yourself all the way down onto your back. Then you can hug your knees into your chest here, giving yourself a little squeeze. You can gently rock yourself side to side. Yeah, and then we're going to take a little happy baby, reaching between your 2 knees. Take a hold of the outer edges of the feet. Open the soles of your feet towards the sky as you press your knees down towards the earth, really opening the inner hips and thighs. So feel yourself grounding into the earth. You can press down through your head and press down through your hips. Press down into the whole length of your spine as you open your feet wider and wider, getting a nice solid stretch into the inner thighs and hips. And then gently release, hugging your knees back in towards your chest. Then we'll go ahead and extend your legs out in front of you. Reaching your feet towards that front edge of your mat. Let your feet fall open to the sides, letting your hips completely relax. Let your palms rotate up towards the sky as you let your shoulders drape down towards the earth. As you settle into this Savasana, let your whole body relax and feel a sense of imprinting your body into the earth. It's almost as if you were lying on a beach and the gentle waves come wash underneath you and gently wash away more and more layers of sand as you sink and settle into the sand beneath you. Feel yourself grounded, supported, anchored, and steady. You can relax here. You can let go. You are held and you are safe. To let yourself unwind. And take a deep, full breath in. And exhale a full, deep breath out. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. You can roll your wrists and ankles around and just begin to gently reawaken your body. Then you can stretch your arms up overhead, taking a long, full body stretch. Then gently roll yourself over to one side, and you can begin to make your way back up into a seat.
All right, everyone. So great to see you all. Like big, big hugs and lots of love to you. And welcome back, Dinah. Great to see you. And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and great start to the week, you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Yep, we'll see you again soon. Bye.